I can't believe I'm going to quote him, but Bill Maher has actually woken up to this. Bill Maher, if you ever, he's a potty mouth and he's got a lot of liberal views. But on this, he's calling out what he calls the woke revolution. Bill Maher pointed out that the woke revolution is following the same pattern as China under Chairman Mao's Cultural Revolution of the 1960s. Mao ordered his citizens, ordered them to throw off what he called the four olds, O-L-D-S. Throw off old thinking, old culture, old customs, and old habits. And those who resisted, they actually went around and put dunce caps on people's heads and so to shame them. And if that didn't work, they would kill you. If you resisted the Cultural Revolution and you didn't buy into this new revolution, this new humanity, they would kill you. You know, almost 1 million Chinese died under the Mao Revolution. It was horrific. Because if you didn't comply, then the purifiers would come after you, known as the Red Guard. The Red Guard would come after you. And the only way you could survive was to plead insanity and to apologize and to join the mob, and then you had to submit to what they called re-education, Bill Maher said, or as we call it in America, freshman orientation. Because our academies, our places of higher learning, they've all started to adopt all this madness. So there's a comparison here, even to the Cultural Revolution of Mao, and I'm telling you, it is a wild day when I am quoting Bill Maher. That's how bad it is. But let me tell you a second reason why it is likely that these companies are willing to suffer financial loss. Number two is because they are more interested in a high CEI score than customer satisfaction. Now, I'm going to walk to the back to illustrate this. What in the world does this mean? So here's a little chart I put together, because you can always follow the money and find out what's behind what. Okay, so let's follow the money. CEI stands for Corporate Equality Index. It's a rating system for how diverse and inclusive a company is and how well it supports the Alphabet Plus/woke agenda. Okay, so there's a score that these companies want to get. Now, in the case of Target, for example, Target's largest stockholders are Vanguard, State Street, and BlackRock. These corporations support the CEI. Now, they're bankrolling. They're behind financially, okay? So understand, BlackRock is the world's largest asset holder. Okay, they're an investment management company. They hold the largest assets of any organization in the world. You know how much? $8.5 trillion. That's how much. So the CEO of Target wants to please the shareholders, or else he's out of a job because he gets a low CEI score. And thus, you follow the money further. The CEI scoring system was set up by the Human Rights Campaign. The HRC spent millions lobbying Congress. We're going to try to get our agenda through the legislative branch because we want this perpetrated upon the American culture. So they're spending millions trying to advance all of this and follow it further. The Human Rights Campaign is owned by the Open Society Foundation. The OSF is funded by George Soros. You can Google all this. It's out there. So let me just explain to you. This is why Target really doesn't care if you boycott them. Because you see, they've got BlackRock, they've got George Soros, they've got deep pockets behind them, and they're willing to suffer a little financially in order to advance the agenda. Now, about boycotting, let me just say this, because I get asked this a lot. I think that's up to your sanctified conscience, and you need to decide if, when.